Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. I'm YouTube famous now. I'm in my office today. I'm rather chill today, but yesterday I was... So many people say in my videos, your face gets so red, you literally are about to have a heart attack because of your blood pressure. Well, I hope not, but that would make for a good viral video on here, wouldn't it? So anyway, can we just talk for a second a little bit about me getting my passport yesterday? Okay, let's just get right on this. I even have props. I even have my passport pictures, which I'm gonna show you in just a second here. Okay, now, about 2 weeks ago, my husband and I, both of our birthdays are in June, the end of June. And my husband said to me, he goes, I think we should do something special for our birthdays. And I said, okay. And we're already kind of planning a trip to Thailand. And he said, you want to go to Mexico or Dominican Republic for 4 or 5 days? And I was like, oh my God, that would be so much fun. He was like, we both work so hard. Let's just go and we can just relax for 4 or 5 days and just sit by the beach and not do anything. And I was like, oh my God, I would love it. And then I can just read and relax and romance. Read, relax, and romance, the 3 most important R's. So anyway, I was like, okay. And he was like, do you have your passport? I was like, yes, my passport is fine. Don't worry about it. He asked me the next day, do you have your passport? I said, yes, baby, don't worry about it. My passport is fine. No problem. He goes, well, you always procrastinate. I was like, I never procrastinate. I always procrastinate. Okay, so anyway, but that was beside the point. I was like, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And in reality, I had no clue where my passport was, right? Because we haven't gone out of town, we haven't gone out of the country for a long time. So I finally go and I find my passport, and it expired in 2001. And I was like, it expired in 2007, and it had this stamp through it that said canceled and everything, and I was like, I think this is 2 passports ago, right? I don't know why they sent it back to me. Listen, my picture was boogered on there, and my picture on my last one, we're about to get to. So anyway, I was like, oh no, I was like, I cannot believe this is the only passport I have. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know where my passport is. I don't know where my passport is. How do I ask my husband where my passport is without him knowing that I have no clue if it's, good, bad, indifferent, without him thinking that I'm procrastinating, right? Because he had already asked me now about 5 times, do you have your passport? I was like, yeah. He goes, good, because I'm going to schedule the trip. And I was like, oh my God, where's my passport, right? So I had already gone to the post office and gotten this renewal thing. Well, to renew your passport within 3 or 4 weeks, which I need it for, you have to send in your old passport, okay? Or go to a passport agency, which I think the closest one to Indianapolis is in Chicago, and then I would have had to drive up there for 3 hours there, 3 hours back, and then my husband definitely would have known he didn't have that passport, okay? And that would have been a huge fight, and listen, we don't need all that, okay? We can hardly agree over which lean cuisine to eat. So I was like, whatever. So he goes, one night he was like, oh, he goes, did you find your passport? Because I think it's up there in the cabinet. And I said, oh yeah, I found it, right? Totally had not found it. So he's watching TV, and I pull it down, where we keep this stuff. True story, there was my passport. I was like, oh my God, thank God. So there's my little passport, right? It says right here, smile, your passport photos are ready. How much were they? These were such a jip. They were $14.95 for 2 little 2x2 pictures, $14.95. And you have to have them, so it's a total jip, right? But anyway, so I pull this passport down, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, and this was literally 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh my God, thank God, I still have my passport, and all this kind of stuff, right? And I'm looking at it, and it's Saturday, May 13th. And I knew this because my mother passed away on May 14th, and that was the next day, and it was also Mother's Day. I keep on biting the side of my mouth. Ow! Nobody likes a whiner. Okay. So anyway, would you like some wine with that cheese? Wine me and dine me. All right, but anyway, I looked at the passport. Well, first of all, it's real boogered, and I remembered. Now, I'm fat now, but I was a good 30 pounds heavier when I got that picture taken. And I remember the day that I had to get it taken, my good Judy Tanya and I, we went in to get pedicures. I love to get pedicures. Do you guys do that? That's how the whole magazine videos, they all started, right? Because I would read the magazines, and I would get a pedicure, and then I would be like, oh, I should do that on video. That's genius. And then people, they're like, oh, it's like I'm sitting there having a pedicure with you. Get it? That's what the magazine videos are all about. So anyway, so really you should watch the magazine videos when you're getting a pedicure, but that's beside the point. Okay. So anyway, we were in there one night, and she was like, you should get your eyebrows waxed. You've never had your eyebrows waxed. And I was like, no ma'am, okay? Like, I like guys that have good eyebrows, okay? I'm not a beauty guru, I'm a booty guru, we know that. I don't need the perfect eyebrows, I don't need the threading things with those girls like this. I don't need all that, okay? It's all too much painful. It's why I don't have tattoos and piercings anyway, because I think they're sexy down. And the reason I don't have them is because I don't like pain. I don't like pain, all right? I just don't. So I don't need all that kind of bullshit with the threading and people, my perfect eyebrow. But that day, I don't remember why, but she talked me into it, and I was like, okay, I'll get my eyebrows waxed. This girl boogered me. Let me just tell you, okay? My eyebrow was literally about 5 hairs over here. Well, there I am, big red tomato face, and these two little eyebrows that look like they're like painted on up here. I was so embarrassed, and that's my passport picture, okay? Like this, all thin-lipped and fat. I wish I had the picture, but I just sent it in yesterday. I was so, because listen, I'm at the point where I don't care, I'll show anything on video, anything, okay? So I was so embarrassed, and I was like, ugh. So we're sitting there, and Alex is like, oh, you found your passport. I was like, yes, I told you I found my passport. He was like, well, good. He goes, so I'll schedule a trip. And I looked down at the passport, right? Expiration date, are you ready for this? May 14th, okay? The next day. I was like, of 2000, I mean, how could that possibly happen, right? I mean, these things are like, you can keep a passport for like 15 years, I think. So anyway, I'd already gone to the post office, you know, I go to the post office all the time. Anyway, no, I haven't seen fences. Fences! People ask me that all the time. They're like, have you ran into that woman again? Fences! Adult beverages and fences! No, I haven't ran into her again, trust me. If I did, I'd run for the door. But anyway, so I was, I had already gotten the application, which is like 4 pages. It makes no sense. It's so confusing to me, all that stuff, right? And it's literally like these boxes, but you have to fill in your name. And like, anyway, so I filled out the application, but I had noticed on there that you've like to expedite it and all this kind of stuff. Now, let me just tell you, are you ready? Because I had filled out this whole application. The only thing I hadn't filled in was my email address because it wouldn't fit into the little boxes that they had, right? So I had filled it out, and then you have to get online and you have to look at how much it costs. Do you know how much it costs to renew a passport? It's $110. $110! That's like a good steak dinner, my lord, okay? So anyway, I was like, $110? But you have to have one. I mean, you have to have a passport these days, right? So $110, and are you ready for this? $60 to expedite it, okay? $60. And then on top of that, $15.45. This is absolutely accurate. I just wrote the check yesterday. $15.45. 45. Why 45? I don't know, you might ask. I have no clue. Probably postage to overnight it back to you, okay? I'm like, okay, baby, I'm just gonna pay it. I have to pay it. I have to do it. These are the things you have to do, but you don't want to do, okay? It's like you don't want to pay your electric bill, but you don't want to sit in the dark for the rest of your life, right? I mean, those of us that are lucky enough to have money to pay for our electric bills, we might as well not bitch about it. I don't know. My next video might be electric bill rant. If you do have to, listen, if you're somebody out there and you're not a college student and nobody's paying your bills for you and you don't got a sugar daddy, get on that electric bill thing where they like average it out and every month it's the same. That's what we do, and it... Tips from Peter, listen, just the tip. Anyway, so yesterday I got my little package, I got it all folded, I got my check written out. I was like, all I gotta do is go into the Walgreens and get my picture. So I took a shower, I did my hair, because you know you want to look really good for your passport picture, right? I tell you my driver's license, but then y'all would try to want to imitate me. Because it's a good picture, baby. My driver's license picture is like fantastic. That's a whole other story. But anyway, so I go into the Walgreens and the guy's really, really nice. And he's like, oh, it'll only take 5 minutes. So I get these pictures of which I realize, well, it's a good thing I'm doing mukbang videos now because I just look like the biggest, fattest piece of crap in the entire world. Look at this picture. That is not cute, not one bit. And there's 2 of them. And you'll find out why there's 2 in just a second, okay? So I get my pictures and he's real nice. I even talked to my vlog. I was like, oh, if you ever need to go get passport pictures, go to such and such. He's so nice, right? What was his name? I don't remember what her name was. Christopher. She was so nice. So anyway, I said, oh, thanks, Christopher, and say hi to your moms and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I left, and I didn't know her moms, but it doesn't matter. I just said, hey, say, you know, whatever. But anyway, so I left, and I went right to the post office with my envelope. I almost had it sealed and everything, right? So I'm standing in line at the post office because I want to overnight her. I want to get her to the people quickly, okay? And I had written expedite like 5 times because it says write expedite on the envelope. Have you gone through this? This is absolute madness, okay? Because there's all these things. Like, I noticed at the last second before I was folding it that the very very top of the passport application, it says date of application, date of filling out application or something like that. I never saw that. They probably would send it back and say, you're going to have to send us another, what is it? 185.45 because you didn't put the date on the application. That's how they get you. They get you. It's tricky. It's a trap. That's how they get you with all this shit, right? So I'm standing there in line, and the gal in front of me was just taking forever. She's like, now I want to send this candy to my grandkids in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but I want to make sure it gets there by Saturday because that's their birthday. And this guy's like, to overnight ship it. And she's like not hearing him. Well, my granddaughter's name is Sally Jo, and her sister's name is Sally Mae, and they're twins, you know, identical twins. Well, we didn't think we were even going to have them, but then my daughter, you know, she did all that kind of stuff. She went and saw doctors, and so that's how we got Sally Jo and Sally Mae. And then there's their brother Samuel, and then there's another brother, and his name is Saul. So there's Saul and Samuel and Sally Jo. He's like, overnight will cost you $7.95. Well, I just want the candy to get there for the girls' birthdays. You know, I don't get to get out there to Tulsa much anymore. Their mama, she doesn't really care about me, and they never really call me. They try to do that FaceTime thing, but I don't understand it. You know, it's real sad. All my kids have left. It's just me now, and I live over there, you know, in that assisted living program. They let us get out every... Can I just mail my fucking passport, dude? Seriously? So this girl, she's at the passport window. I didn't even want the passport window because I already had it all filled out, right? I had it all filled out. So I was like, I just need to go over there and overnight it. Well, this Tulsa, Oklahoma grandma, she's taken 9 years. So the passport window opens and I go, oh, you're the perfect person for me to see. Real sweet girl, right? This girl, perfection. It was like she had been working at the passport agency forever. She knew everything, right? So I pull out these pictures and I said, can you staple these in there for me? She goes, uh-huh. She goes like this. She goes, it's not good enough. And I mean, literally in 2 seconds. I go, what? She goes, it's not good enough. They won't accept it. Let me tell you, look at this picture for a second. Why won't they accept it? You know why? There's not enough room above my head. So she puts it into this computer and literally it goes, like that. It denied it. The passport people immediately denied my picture, okay? So she's like, well, we have to go take another picture. And I go, well, I just paid $15 for these pieces of shit. And she goes, well, you can take it back to Walgreens. They'll give you your money back. I go, yeah, like I'm going to go in there and go, I want money back for my pictures. She goes, no, I'll stamp something on your passport application. And that way they'll give. I said, oh, okay, that's fine with me. I haven't done it yet. That will be my next rant, I'm sure. When I go in there, and Christopher, that was nice as Judy's, and I was saying hi to his moms and everybody else, will probably be like, we don't accept pictures back. And I'll be like, listen now, Chris, okay? Chris Cross will make you wanna. But anyway, I'm gonna be like, you're gonna take these damn pictures back because they're junk, is what they are, and they don't look good. And she took them for me up in the post office, and I look 10 times better anyway. So anyway, we go over there and she's stamping and stamping. I love how they do this. They're like constantly stamping. It's like that hit a mole thing, you know, but they're like stamping all that kind of stuff. And she's got expedite stickers. I've been writing expedite with Sharpies and everything. She's got expedite stickers and she's putting in an overnight package and all this kind of, it looked so pretty when it was done. And I said, is my check made out right? And she goes, yes. And I'm like, well, I'm really worried my husband's going to be really shitty with me. He thinks my passport's still on time. She's like, honey, it'll get here in a week or two. She goes, it's a renewal. You paid the expedite. It will not take very long. It'll be like a week or two. You know, baby, that passport's coming the day before we leave on our trip. You know, I will panic and, oh my God, am I going to tell Alex? Like, he goes, blah, blah, blah. If you do not have a passport, I don't give a shit if you have a trip planned or not. Go get one. Go get one tomorrow, okay? I mean, I am dead serious. The state that the world's in anyway, y'all need a passport, okay? I mean, we might all of us be under martial law, and then you'll have to have a passport to even travel and go to the grocery store to get toilet paper or something. So you need to have one, right? Oh, I was so pissed with that yesterday. That whole thing took me about 2.5 hours, and who do I have to blame? Me and Christopher. Well, Christopher, he's to blame, too, for those damn pictures. He should have known. If it wasn't for, I mean, but here's the thing, okay? And this is where you have to trust the journey, baby. Trust the journey, okay? This is where Peter's vlog, my so-called healthy life, and his real channel are all aligning into one. Trust the journey. See, I'll tell you why, okay? Because if I hadn't lost that passport, if I thought it was just up there and I wasn't worried that I had lost it, I never would have looked at the expiration date, which was May 14th. And then I wouldn't have had to fill out a new one and get it expedited, gone into Walgreens, gotten the pictures. Christopher fucked him up. You fucked him up, Chris. Okay? Chris Cross to make you fucked him up, dude. You fucked him up. Now let's just own your shit, okay? You tried to send her my picture, you didn't care. You were like, this bitch, she ain't going nowhere anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I fuck up his pictures. I am going somewhere. I'll show you. I'll send you the pictures. I'll bring the pictures in there. Anyway, that's beside the point. But if he hadn't messed those pictures up and she hadn't seen that at the post office, I wouldn't be going nowhere. I'd be sitting at home, my husband would be like, I'm still going to Mexico without you, so baby, I hope you have a wonderful birthday. So it all happened the way that I think it's supposed to happen. Isn't that how the world's supposed to happen? I think not. It's not supposed to be like that at all. I'm supposed to have a personal assistant that does all this shit for me. That's how it should work. And when you're a famous YouTuber, you go, bitch, give me a coffee. I want a coffee and get me a passport. Well, I don't know how you do it. Just go fix. That's what assistants are for, to assist. I don't need that stuff, but I'm never going to have an assistant. I'm never going to. I'm such a control freak. Even if I had the money to hire an assistant, I wouldn't anyway, because what's the point? You know, they'll just fuck stuff up and then you have to go fix it. So anyway, who's got time for all that? I don't. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. I love you guys so much, and